What holds an empire together? Is it armies? Is it wealth? Or is it something far more invisible? Because nearly 2,000 years ago in the city of Peshawar, an empire faced a problem that modern states still struggle with today. How do you unite people who share nothing except geography? Welcome to Peshawar, the Kushan capital in the 2nd century. To your left, caravans of Bactrian camels arrive from the freezing passes of the Hindu Kush. Men unload goods while speaking early Persian and Central Asian dialects. To your right, merchants from South Asia bargain over cotton and black pepper in Prakritic languages. Down the street, a Greek artisan carves stone. Nearby, a Chinese envoy from the Han dynasty observes it all, guarded by heavily armed Kushans cavalry. This wasn't just a city. It was a crossroads of civilizations. This diversity made the Kushans incredibly rich. They controlled one of the most important trade corridors of the ancient world, linking Rome, Persia, India, and China. They centralized trade, they secured routes, they built infrastructure, but there was a problem. An empire built only on trade is fragile. Because what happens when trade stops? What happens when war in Rome or famine in China disrupts the flow of gold and silk? Suddenly, unity disappears. Greeks turn into Greeks. Persians turn west. South Asians look inward. Empires fracture. Most ancient empires solved this with force. Take the Roman Empire. Rebellion meant legions. Crush resistance. Restore order, but the Kushans couldn't do that. Their empire stretched across mountains, deserts, and valleys. Maintaining a massive army everywhere would bankrupt them and scare away the very merchants they depended on. So they realized something profound. You cannot hold a diverse empire together with fear alone. You need something else. You need an invisible clue, a shared identity, a common belief, a sense that everyone belongs to the same system. This is where Kanishka enters the story. Around 127 AD, Kanishka took the throne and completely redefined what power looked like. Kanishka did not start with armies. He started with coins. In the ancient world, coins were mass media. Every transaction carried a missive from the emperor. On one side, Kanishka stood as a powerful nomadic ruler, but the real genius was on the reverse. Different coins featured different gods. Greek, you saw Hercules and Helios. Iranian, you saw Mithra. South Asian, you saw Shiva. This wasn't tolerance. This was strategy. Kanishka was telling every group, I am your ruler and your gods approve. But coins weren't enough. Kanishka needed a deeper ideology. He found it in Buddhism. Why Buddhism? Because it was perfect for trade. Unlike rigid caste systems, Buddhism followed travel across regions, interaction with foreigners, social mobility, and it promoted values merchants needed. Trust, honesty, charity. The merchant class, the backbone of Kushan wealth, was already embracing it. So Kanishka did not resist it. He elevated it. Kanishka organized the 4th Buddhist Council in Kashmir. Hundreds of scholars gathered. Their mission? Standardize Buddhist teachings. Translate them into Sanskrit, the intellectual language of the elite. This transformed Buddhism into something powerful, a structured, exportable ideology. This period saw the rise of Mahayana Buddhism. Unlike older traditions focused on monks, Mahayana was inclusive. It introduced bodhisattvas, figures who delayed their own salvation to help others. It was universal, compassion-driven, accessible, perfect for a diverse empire. Now came the real strategy. The Kushans used trade routes not just for foods, but for ideas. They built monasteries along highways, these weren't just religious sites, these were universities, hospitals, cultural hubs. Monks traveled with merchants. Merchants funded monks. Together, they spread Kushan-backed Buddhism across Asia. Through the Silk Road, ideas moved from Central Asia into China, not through war, but through influence. When Kushan monks reached China, they weren't seen as invaders. They were respected. They brought knowledge, astronomy, medicine, philosophy, and with it, Kushan influence expanded far beyond its borders. No armies needed. The Kushans understood something most empires never do, which is that trade builds wealth, but ideas build longevity. They did not just build roads for goods, they built highways for belief, and that's why their influence outlived their empire. Because in the end, the strongest empires are not held together by force, but by the stories people choose to believe.